Welcome creators, my name is Bucky Dirtle and I am doing a tutorial today on Blender. Blender is the graphics editor. I'm going to say graphics editor, I could say modeling software, I could say video editor, I could say a lot of things because Blender does a lot of things. Now today in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to get into the video editing mode in Blender, how we can actually edit video. I'm going to show you how to import a piece of video into Blender that you can then edit if you want it. Now, before we start, I will say you need to have patience when you're dealing with Blender. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this tutorial and the series tutorials is because Blender can be very daunting. It's very useful. It does some great things. It's not that hard to use, but sometimes it can be confusing, and you need a guide, I guess, to help you through some of these things. So I'm going to show you how to use this without taxing your patience too much. So let's get started. So the very first thing I said I was going to show you get into video editing mode. Now here we're in our default mode, and you can find this up at the top. When you first start up Blender, you're going to find this toolbar across the top. It's information right here, information toolbar, and default view is where we are. Now we want to go into the video editing view right here. I'm going to switch, let you see it. I'm going to switch back. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Now look at this. We're in video editing mode. So now you can see we have a number of different types of windows here. Now let me just show you. Let's go back again to default, just so you know. We can try this again, just to be clear. So, and again, I'm up here. This is the information window right here. You can change any of these windows around. But we are in information window right here. You see this toolbar? So the info right here, you see that? That's where we are. That's the default. And up here we have video editing. I click it. I can go back to default, and it takes us back to where we start when you first start the software. Now there are other modes you can go into: 3D fill, animation, compositing. You can go to all these if you want. You can play with them all. Video editing is where we need to head. So that's where we go. That's how we switch around. Now, if you happen to take this guy and you switch it to 3D mode, say for example, now all of a sudden, where did I go? Where's my? It's gone. Well, all you need to do is come back up here to the top and go back to info mode, and then we can switch our layout right here. Okay, so that's your first little thing you need to learn. And I advise you to switch back and forth, but by doing these things, the kinesthetic learners, the learners that need to do things, you're doing them, and you'll be better for doing it. So do that. Now we're in here now. Now in here we have a couple of different modes, a couple of different windows that we're seeing. Okay, so like this up here is where we're going to see all of our video footage. Down here is where we have our strips, our channels. This is where we can see, like, we'll have different channels of video, different channels of audio. And up here is where we can use our we can edit using keyframes. So we can edit. I don't want to get into too many words. The words right now that may confuse you, but up here is where we can do some editing too. But down here is where we're going to import a piece of video now. So before I do, I'll say that I use a number of different pieces of software for editing video over the years. My main platform I've used for most of my professional work is Premiere Pro. That's an Adobe product. And Adobe Premiere Pro does a lot of great things, and it's very, very cool. It's also very, very complicated. And I remember when I was first learning to use Premiere Pro, couldn't believe the learning curve. It was horrid. But over the years, I've gotten used to doing things and knowing that certain keystrokes or certain things that I do with my mouse is going to give me certain results. Same here. Blender has the same situation where it can be daunting. There's a lot of things in this. You're looking at buttons and you're saying, I don't know what they do. After a little while, you'll have it be no trouble. It'll be easy for you. Okay, so let's get started. So the very first thing I want to do is we want to be down in this window here. This is the window where we're going to bring in our audio. Bring in our video and audio. So we can, in here, I want you to get used to one keystroke. Shift A. Okay, I'll do it again. Shift A. Shift A gives us add. Okay, so I'll click off it again. Shift A. And we get add. You can see you can add a lot of things. You can see these here. We can add scenes, clip, mask, movie, image, sound, effect, strip, all kinds of things. Well, of course, we want to do movie. Okay, and just for the sake of fun and games, I'm going to click off that again. And I'm going to go Control Shift again. Just to let you see, once again, Control Shift. Control Shift. I'm sorry. Shift A. Shift A. Now, so that will get us that add window. Okay, so there you go. Now, before I do that again, though, I want to bring in a piece of video. So in order to bring in a piece of video, we're going to tell Blender, where do you want it to go? Well, I want it to go on our cursor, on the green. That's our cursor. So I really want it all the way back to the beginning. So I can do that by dragging it over to the beginning if I want. Or if I want to, you notice down here at the bottom we have a transport. Right here. You see that? With our play and basically our fast forward and rewind, but we'll get into that later because it's not exactly what it is. But if I click this guy right here, it will roll over it. It'll jump to the first, jump to the start. So I can click it, it'll take me right to the start. I'll show you that again. I'll click somewhere else in the timeline here. And if I click that right here, this one, it'll take me right to the start. Now let's go Shift A. Let's bring in a movie. Okay, so right here, movie. And now, as you can see, it opens up a Finder. I'm going to go to desktop, and I have a piece of music right here. Sorry, I say music. It is a piece of music, but this is a video. I'm going to double click it, and here it is. Now it's a video of me with my fiddle, and I'm going to make this a little bigger. See, I can do this. I can make it bigger by dragging this across. I'm making this little this grab bar down here. I'm pulling it across to make it bigger. I can do that to make it bigger to fit all of the footage into the screen if I want. Or if I wanted to, I can go down to View. I can go right here, View All Sequences, or your Home key on your computer, and that will fit everything up. I just want to do that just to show you. So you can see here, I can click anywhere I want, and it'll show the video where it is. If I go up here to View up here, I can click View, and I can also go Fit Preview in Window, and that's also the Home. The Home button on the Home key on your keyboard will maximize anything that you're working on. So to show you that again, if I make this here like a little smaller, so I can't see all my footage here down the bottom, if I just click Home on my keyboard, or if I go View All Sequences, Home, fits it all in. So you can see I can scrub back and forth, and I can see different things in the video of what I'm doing with my fiddle. Okay, so that is how you bring in video and audio into Blender. So we have two tracks here. I'm not going to get into this, but one of these tracks is audio and one's video, but I'm going to get into that in another video. Let me just once again just show you what I've done here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these guys, and I'm going to show you again. I'm going to take my cursor. I want my cursor to go back to the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to my transport, and I'm going to click this guy right here, jump to the beginning. See? And then I go Shift A. Shift A. You're going to hear me say that so much. Shift A. Movie. So I'll click Movie. Here's my movie right here. I'll click it. And instead of double clicking, I'll go Add Movie Strip. And there it is. It's in our timeline. It's in our timeline. So there you go. So in this video, you've seen how to come into Blender first and be in the default window, which is here. And you can go up to this information toolbar at the top, and you can go down to video editing, take us into a video editor, and you saw, I did it twice, showed you how to bring in this video and audio into your into the timeline so you can view it and edit it in Blender. So there you go. That's it. See, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Now, my suggestion to you, because Blender has its own way of doing things and it can sometimes be a little bit confusing, my advice to you is to follow what I do, make some notes for yourself and see step by step, okay, what did Bucky do to get me into the video editing window? Oh, well, he clicked this guy up here. Okay, what did you do to actually add the video? Oh, I went Shift A, and that gave me my ad menu. You see, so follow what I do. Do it yourself, and do it 3 or 4 times. Do a couple of the little steps like I'm doing 3 or 4 times. You want to maximize the video in here, like let's say your video is smallish like that in the screen. You want to be able to see it better. You just go to View, and you go Fit Preview in Window, or the Home key on your keyboard. That's it. You see, so these things, once you do them over and over, they begin to lock into your brain. So my advice to you is to do this repetitively, and you'll get better at it in no time, and it'll soon be second nature. I'm saying that because that's what I had to do with Premiere Pro, and I feel really comfortable with Premiere Pro now. I can pretty much make it do what I want it to do, but that took a lot of repetitive practicing with it to get it to that point. So that's what I would do with you. Okay, now thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more tutorials on Blender. I'll try to give you all kinds of ones that are going to show you how to do all kinds of aspects of Blender. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to connect with me in the Utopian Discord. You can also get me on the windows here, the comments. You can get me in comments here in this posting, and I'll try my best to respond to you. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.